Hey, 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 welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know if you're new to the channel, I like to go deep within my readings. So I look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play it as karmic themes along with everything else. So you need to keep that in mind that the readings are always going to be a little bit longer because I'm going into other elements of the reading, not just what your person did do, what they're going to do. Really, those things are not as important in these type readings. What's important in these readings is why your person's doing what they're doing and why are you attracting that person into your life? What do you need to learn? The reason why is because when we're stuck in a karmic cycle, and that karmic cycle could be with one person, or you can feel like it turns into a karmic loop where you end that a connection with someone that's a narcissist and get back into a relationship with another narcissist. So again, like it's the same thing. It's the same karmic lesson that you have to learn that you haven't learned, but now it keeps replaying. So this is why we want to know um, about those elements. We want to know how to break karmic contracts. We want to learn how to quantum jump into the reality that we want to experience. We don't want to stay stuck in a karmic loop that keeps us in a place of disempowerment, keeps us in a place of fear, and really cuts us off from love, makes us feel as if we can't, that we're not deserving of love, like we can't have love, acquire love. So again, keep that in mind, especially if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. You have to realize that part of your reading is going to be a shadow reading. You also have to be open to getting the reading done live. All giveaway readings that I do are done live on Facebook. You'll get, not Facebook, on YouTube. I send you the YouTube link the day before. So there's never a problem in where to get on or what time. Everything is, we send emails back and forth to each other. We figure out the best day and time that works for the both of us. Then you get the link. It's just that all readings are done live. Some people don't like the fact that the readings are done live. Well, then don't enter into winning. You can enter into winning another gift or giveaway that I offer, which eventually I will be because I'm coming out with a new Oracle system. It should be here really soon, hopefully within the next week. And I have affirmation cards and I have a lot of other things. So that will be playing on the channel. So if you don't want a reading, that's okay. I do offer personal readings. You just have to book that through my website. All important links are in the description box. And if you're someone that's in need of shadow healing, definitely can check out my shadow healing coaching program. There we do inner child healing, we do shadow healing, we do reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma, all for just $7.99 a month. And it's amazing because we always start off the coaching session with the trigger of the week. Everyone shares, everyone's interactive. A lot of times there's people that have the similar triggers, and it's great to be able to see the different perceptions from it that everyone has. And then there's the real spiritual integration process of those triggers, because understand, we know what we resist persists. The same types of experiences play out until we actually learn the spiritual lesson. So the whole integration process will prepare my coaching students to be able to handle those triggers once they happen again, because as I said, they will. All right. So this something to keep in mind. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. Is the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. All right, let's see. Disassociation. You know, here's a fun fact for you. with disassociation. So we know that disassociation happens from when a person goes through severe trauma. It's that they detach from themselves. So it's that they feel like they're physically not in their body anymore. It's almost as if they're watching themselves. Well, disassociation has to do with the emotion that comes from when you have embodied, when you're in your body, the emotions that you feel, opposed to when you've detached. And it's as if you're watching somebody else go through the experience and there is no emotion. It's like you don't know exactly what happened, because part of what we fully understand, how we fully understand, I should say, is to interpret our emotions. But if we don't know what we feel, then there's elements, like I said, of the situation that are forgotten. This is where shamanism comes into play, and fragmentation. Soul fragmentation is again parts of the experience that you just don't remember, and it's due to trauma. So I feel as if you're dealing with somebody that, again, is disassociated from severe trauma. And here's the fun fact: so are you, because like goes to like. You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. Now, that will play out as intimacy problems. That plays out as trust issues. So what I see here is, again, that this is the underlying energy that is influencing your reading. The problem is that your person has a very strong spiritual connection to you, and they're not familiar with the whole spiritual. They're not foo-foo. They're very left brain. They're very logical. They're very analytical. This is a different language. So it's something that is uncomfortable, first of all, because it makes them feel their feelings, and they're detached from themselves and have so much trauma around just feeling that they try not to, meaning they try to really strategize their life, every area of their life, including love. So that's why relationships tend not to work out for them. Now, I also believe that you have gone through severe trauma as well, and you have disassociated. And so there's a sense how it plays out for you is you don't you don't attract emotionally available people. You never get what emotionally you need. People don't show up for you. And that's the problem when we see detachment and disassociation. It's almost like the dynamic of the relationship automatically is a runner chaser. The person that needs the emotion, wants the emotion, has never really gotten enough emotional support from anywhere. Parents, past relationship, anywhere, will always be the person that is seeking it, where the runner, at one time in their life, they were made to show up. They were made to be the parent growing up. They were made to take on responsibility, where they lost their freedom, and they don't they don't they don't want to be controlled in that way. They don't want to feel emotionally responsible for anyone, including themselves. So this is the dynamic of that, and that this whole connection is what I'm trying to say. So let's see what this person did. Well, again, I feel like they set unrealistic expectation goals onto you, and I feel like vice versa. So the expectation, I feel like this person wears a pretty nice looking mask, meaning like what they show the world is that they're confident. They work a great job. They have a good position in that company that they work at. Um, they drive a nice car. They live in a nice place. They have friends. So I feel like this person you perceived because of what it looked like that they were going to come in and do the right thing by you. I feel like this person actually put you on a pedestal and put a lot of unrealistic goals onto you about helping them out. I feel like they perceived you as someone that was going to be the fixer, the healer. And your life looks really good. Your life looks really put together. They like how you have, like, everything about your life this person likes. I feel like you have friends. I feel like you have a nice balance within your life, and it almost irritates this person because they want it. They want it so bad and they don't feel like they can have it. So again, they put an unrealistic expectation of how much you were supposed to do within the relationship. And I feel like you were very mindful of that to begin with, because I feel like this person had just gotten out of a bad relationship, or they had lost a lot in a previous relationship and they were kind of still finding themselves. They were still trying to get their footing. So again, they were expecting a lot of you, but they felt like you can handle it. But in that, they never emotionally give you either. So they expect that you're going to be able to take care of everything, but emotionally, just you don't need it, or you'll get it from other people. And I feel like your expectations was you're with me, you're going to give it. So there was a constant disappointment on your side. Yeah, and this person like just doesn't know what to do. They feel like they have no purpose, and they're not really taking any direction one way or the other. They actually feel lost. And the more that you would coddle them and help them, the more that they would feel lost. And that's what they don't understand. So people that are really codependent, and so this person, even before the relationship, was codependent. I say that because if you know how to stand on your own 2 feet and really create yourself, no matter what you go through, you're still going to have what you created. You can go through a death and lose your person and everything that that person brought to the table. But as long as you have created yourself, you won't lose anything. And I feel like this person expected you in a way to abandon yourself, and you were so hyper aware of making sure that you wouldn't lose yourself. You were, however, expecting this person to show up for yourself, realizing and knowing that this person doesn't have any purpose. They're lost. And I feel like it's because they get into codependent relationships and they become a chameleon of whatever their environment is. They don't really have a purpose. So of course they would be making you do it, and then on top of it, they would be self-righteous about it. So it's someone that's insecure because they haven't really taken the time to create themselves enough. Instead, they've spent too much time in relationships. And those relationships, they molded to that relationship. And that could be, well, this person, I worked in their job, or I stayed at home and I cleaned the house and I made a home, whatever it is. It was like they didn't create enough of themselves. Like, where's their passion? Where's their job? What is their path? It's again, they didn't do that. I feel like you're someone that has been on your path. This person puts you on a pedestal because of the everything that you've created and done for yourself. They're almost expecting you to come in and do it for them. And it doesn't work like that. And especially because they would be self-righteous, and self-righteous is just an overcompensation of the inadequacy that they feel since they haven't created themselves. And then again, you call them out on doing something and they're going to be really defensive because they have a real sense of inadequacy. So defensive and self-righteousness means triggers all the way. And it's because they, again, don't have a sense of ground. So they're being ruled by their emotions and they're not balanced. So one day they're happy, one day they're not happy, one day they're sad. And the whole time they're expecting you to be the fixer. And it doesn't work that way. So this person expected you to abandon yourself. And I can guarantee they weren't giving you anything emotionally on top of it, except for drama and a headache. And this is, again, you had enough of the person's, again, bad temper when they didn't get their way. This person, again, had expectations, and when they weren't met, that you weren't like coming in and fixing their life, and they actually saw that you were a human being and had flaws, well, then again, they got triggered. You know, things aren't going their way. They can't control this situation. They have to, it's about creating themselves, not controlling. And again, this person got very insecure. They got very insecure because, again, they weren't doing their part, and they were not seeing you really come in and rescue them and fix everything. And then you felt like, I couldn't even breathe. I can't breathe, like you're suffocating me. And because they knew that you were going to leave. This person has real fear of abandonment, and because they have fear of abandonment and they haven't created themselves and they're relying on you to do it, they know that there's a sense that you're going to leave, because that's happened before. But it's their anxiety. There's a reason why they're like this. It's called stuck and stupid. Now, again, from the outside, they look like they had it all when you met this person. But then again, I feel like they got out of a connection. They, had to start all over again. And so it's almost like you feel like you met someone on false pretenses. Well, they look strong because, again, they were connected to somebody, that it wasn't just them, but them themselves, they are not strong. And so, like I said, what did I say? And for how it would trigger you is you wouldn't be able to breathe, but then when you needed your stuff, you'd feel ignored. Like, you never hear from me. You never care about my feelings, my needs, what I'm concerned about. You only are here for yourself. And it's really because you're so terrified of, just being a rolling stone. And that's really what it is. This person sees that you're creating yourself and good things are happening. And there's a sense that they keep losing. They invest in their relationship too much and haven't created themselves. And in the fact that they haven't created themselves, they keep experiencing abandonment, which is why they pretty much, now we see how they created that whole scenario of abandonment within this connection with you, by having, again, expectations of you doing, fixing, and then being self-righteous about it, of that they know everything, but they don't know anything because they're asking you to create their life and fix their life. And then they're going to be defensive because they have wounds that they refuse to heal. The only way to heal is to become yourself. And that's what they're asking you to help them with, which you can't help them with this. You can, again, only help create awareness, and that shouldn't be the entire relationship, because since it's devouring the entire relationship, you're being ignored. Because again, this person's all consuming, it's all about them. And so you just had enough. Because if you didn't go along with what this person wanted, the fear and their anxiety would take over, and they would, again, start to yell and become very disrespectful because of their fear. And you just got tired of the abuse. So that's what happened. It's like why this connection really did not work out. So I'm going to take a peek and see what can we go a little bit deeper. Does this person feel anything? So even though what we see here is a lot of reactionary behavior, automatic behavior that happens when person has wounds, is to be defensive, is to be self-righteous. Again, they're masking it, and they're masking that again, inadequacy. And you know that because they won't give you your space. They're very controlling. Can't breathe, but it's all about them. And they'll do, again, abuse. They'll be abusive with their bad temper in order to get what they want. And it's all because they feel lost. They don't really know who they are. And that stinks for a person that's in their 40s or 50s, 60s year old that gets into a relationship and they pour their resources into somebody that really, like I said, like you can't, like you're making this person all of your survival. And that's where this person banked on other people more than they banked on themselves. You know, it's always best to build yourself first. And then once you're strong within yourself, to merge together with other people. And this person didn't do that. Whatever you just cleared helped me to shift to. I feel like they're very tapped into you. And I feel like part of you, the shift for you is not so much, oh, I'm going to take you back, but it's more like, I see your brokenness. I'm seeing. I think you're beautiful inside and out. I see the light that radiates from your soul. So again, you're someone of the light. And because you are, they are attracted. I mean, we always hear flies to or moths to light. Well, that's kind of like this person. They do see your beautiful nature and you're empathetic. And I feel like part of them in the beginning would take that as weakness, but now not so much. And I feel like they could talk to you and maybe you can help them figure things out. It's like, I feel like they admire you. It's not like they don't admire you. They want you to just, it's not that they don't admire you and think that you're great and put you up on a pedestal. The problem is that they have expectations of what their life should look like because they are putting you up on a pedestal. They have expectations of what they believe you should be doing. And because you're not doing it, that becomes the problem. That becomes where you don't care about them in their mind. And then everyone gets hurt, where this person gets triggered and all their old patterns wind up surfacing again, where it's again, this person then is all upset and hurt. And it's all because of they're in the same pattern, toxic pattern. It's like they get out of one relationship, they get into another relationship, but they never take time to grow themselves, to find themselves, to have a love affair with themselves, to know really what do they like. They run right into a relationship to create that stability. And whoever's life that it is, it's like they're going to mold to that person's life. I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. So again, they're making changes. I don't know whether or not I think that this person is starting to see, because there are feelings there. It's not like they're not, but I just really feel like they're tired of being a rolling stone. They're also tired of just going into one relationship into another relationship. So I feel like when you didn't fix their life, it's again, what they're seeing is that no one's really going to do it. And the only people that are going to do it are people that don't value themselves and really shouldn't be helping them fix their life because their life is a mess. Because really, that's the only people that are going to come into someone's life and invest that much time into healing and repairing and a wounded person. That we have to do that healing on our own. And that's what this person is coming to that realization. Because I think they actually did try to meet someone that was going to do it. And what they attract is shit, is what they're seeing. And they're seeing, well, nothing compares to you to begin with. But on top of it, all that I am getting is people that are needy, like who they are. So, because that's really what it is. It's like they may not know how to make money on their own and stand on their own 2 feet or whatever it is, but they're attracting people that don't fit in anywhere, that don't have a purpose. They might make money, but their purpose now is going to be you, and they're going to have expectation of you. And that expectation, once they have invested in you, well, now you're in a trauma bond relationship where now you feel obligated to give that person because that person gave to you, and you're reliant on that person for the home that they give you, the money that you're doing. It's again repairing your life. You're relying on that, and that's what the problem is. And this person is actually seeing that. Says, I don't feel deserving, and it's affecting my levels of abundance and openness. So again, this person again is getting to the root of their issue, which is again, they're not deserving. Which, by the way, if you've been in relationships where you've taken people for granted, where whether you're meant to or not, like I feel like this person, again, it would look like they took people for granted because they're coming in, they're letting whoever they're with repair their life, pour into them, utilize their resources, and then they don't stick around. So that would definitely accumulate a lot of negative karma. So I feel like this person knows that they're not deserving of it because there's a part of them that knows that they haven't really figured out what they have to do consistently. They're starting to figure it out. They're starting to change the patterns. It's again, and yes, the light from you is definitely helping this person to heal. I feel like again, they look at your life and the way that you are, and it kind of gives them, I know that this is going to sound cheesy, but kind of gives them a muse to be like, that's what it should look like. Where this person didn't really have that. It's again, why do we get into relationships when we haven't created ourselves? Well, a lot of times we're thinking that that person that we got into a relationship with is going to give us all our happiness. They're going to give us love. They're going to give us money. They're going to give us attention. They're going to make us feel good. That's the expectation. When meanwhile, this person knows that they don't deserve it because they really haven't given you anything at this point. And that's what I feel like the pattern that they're starting to realize. Now, whether they can repair this with you is something completely different, but Spirit says, I bring people together to learn the karmic lesson. Whether you guys decide to be together or you don't, that's actually irrelevant, just as long as the lesson is learned. I give you all free will. So again, what they see is regardless of whether you're together or not, they can still feel you. They can feel this spiritual connection. It's again that it's not a problem in that realm. What's the problem is in the physical realm that this person is realizing, I have to get my shit together. I have to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. We must remember that we are gods and goddesses and work to embody that energy. So again, the god and goddesses is really, again, what is God? God is love, unconditional love. And you need to embody that supernatural power, right? And that's why I'm saying this person, regardless, feels that you are a soulmate, that you are a twin flame, because they just feel that connection. That's so like I said, I kind of feel like you're their muse. They have a target to look at, to emulate, and they're trying to emulate that. They just don't want to lose themselves in another relationship and sink all their resources again into a new relationship and be really codependent, because that's what it looks like that they were before. So they don't really know how to go about that. That's what it looks like, because there's still part of them that's going to be emotionally needy, that wants that attention. So if you're going to be in a connection with this person, you're going to have to be very mindful of, again, boundaries, but you'll also have to know that this person is going to get triggered. Even though they want to be different, its healing doesn't feel good. It requires us to be different. So we have to ask, what is this person going to do? Well, right now, what they're doing is they're actually evaluating their options. They're going to be like creating awareness for them of what do they want, what do they don't, what don't they want. But I feel like they have a few people, I'm not going to lie, that they have kind of talked to, and they're making assessments. They're, again, options, reviewing, right? So this person is used to not having very strong emotional connections, right? So it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings that, or that they, it means that it was more comfortable for them to navigate their life. So healing is a process. This person is very logical. They're very analytical. So of course they're going to weigh their options. Of course they're going to assess, evaluate their options from a very logical and analytical standpoint. And I feel like that's what takes this person so long to figure things out. So taking a risk, this person will wind up taking a risk. I do see them coming towards you, and they are going to take a gamble on this connection. Now we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because you're a miracle, what comes into your life, right? So let's see. Wonder. Card, first card out, second card out is confusion. Optimism. And joy. So I feel as if you grew up in an environment that it was really confusing. And if you see here, it's almost like, look at it almost looks like detachment, right? Which is trauma that happens. But there's a thing that when children go through severe trauma, the child that survives thrives. So I feel like during this time of separation, you fed yourself, you lost yourself in the wonders of things that inspire you. Then the wonders of you finding your own gifts, finding your own joys, and by being optimistic. So I don't feel as if this was great wounding that came up with this person, to be honest with you. And I feel that way because right from the get-go, you didn't give to this person. This person expected you to give. They expected you to cave. You did not do that. So it was like you didn't need to learn that lesson. However, you did pull on your inner child resources, which was growing up in an environment that wasn't exactly the most balanced, as we said, detached, disassociated. I mean, that trauma doesn't happen in in everyday homes. And that happens when there's severe trauma. So whether that's physical trauma, whether that's sexual abuse, whether that's it's severe or even inherited severe trauma, meaning you watched your mother get beaten, you watched your mother suffer, you watched a parent suffer. We inherit trauma by witnessing trauma to somebody else that we care about, that we love. However, I believe that you were always optimistic. Even though life was really confusing, and that you pulled on your inner resources, which is joy, and that helped you to create new realities for you. Because the wonder in you allows you to find your gifts. It allows you to find your inner authority, right? That's really what it is. But most of all, what most of all it does is it connects you to source, which is God, which is the all-knowing that comes through your intuition, again, through your inner authority. I believe, again, that inner authority is that intuition, like a knowing, claircognizance. And again, like I said, in that space, you found your gifts. So I believe that all this connection really was helped this person, again, more than you, because at the end of the day, this person, they're assessing and they want, but and after they do a long line of assessing, I feel like they finally take a gamble, but that's because they really have feelings for you. It's not like they don't. And they only know that they have feelings for you because this person normally doesn't have feelings. And I say that because, again, they're detached, they're disassociated. So you have this person in your life, and when they come back into your life, it is a way to actually create intimacy and closeness and trust. But obviously, I feel like this is going, if you choose to be with this person, it's going to be an endless thing of trying to get them to, continually give you emotionally, because that's where their weakness is. It's not that they don't have feelings for you. They're coming back because they do. But the real closeness and the intimacy and everything happens over time. Happens over time when we're least resistance. And what this was is that you didn't put up with it, you walked away. That's what allowed this person to have the awareness. They didn't like the fact that you walked away, but again, it allowed them to work through their process, figure out really what they want. You found other elements of yourself. Like I said, I feel like, again, it's teaching them how to break a karmic lesson. They got more out of this than you did. Because again, seeing the karmic patterns that play out and being with you, you were like, I'm not doing that. Because you're not on a low vibration. And because of that, that makes this person step into the right version of who they're supposed to be. Like, they're not supposed to be needy. They don't need anyone to rescue them. They don't need anyone to to fix them, and they shouldn't be putting anyone on a pedestal, because that, obviously, when we do that, it just leaves disappointment. And so really what Spirit says is you tend to be codependent because of the detachment. So you got a person that has those issues as well. Both have unconditional love for each other, however, and what we see is when you stopped controlling and you walked away, this person again surrendered, and it made them think about the patterns, what made their life look the way that it does. So the lesson was learned, but Spirit says, what I'm teaching you is all about you. And it's about you, which is the card for it's me. I allow serenity to regain in me the love I have for myself. Invite harmony to settle within my being. I listen to honor and strive to fulfill the needs of my own soul, and I listen to myself. So Spirit says, I believe that this was like a spiritual test. But again, since there's many different realities that play out at one time, you shape-shifted this. And so you shape-shifted it because you said, no, I'm not going to be with you. It's like, I'm not going to come in and fix you. You're not going to drain me. You want everything, but you're not giving me. I don't want to be in a relationship like that. That forced this person to say again, but I really have feelings. But after their ego, settled down, they said, but I really have feelings. And that forced them to look at themselves and say, you know what, my pattern is always get out of a relationship, get into a new relationship, mold to that person, have my life fall apart. And it keeps on being a karmic loop. I don't want to do that. And really, you help them not do it. And that's because you honored yourself. And really, Spirit says, as long as you always honor yourself and do what's best for yourself, then karmically, you never have to suffer the negative karmic consequences. Negative karmic consequences happen when you abandon yourself. This person wanted you to abandon yourself. And if you would have, this person would have never felt satisfied. Their life wouldn't have been any better than what it is now, and your life would be a mess. So you again pass the karmic test, and Spirit says, well, you're going to have to continue to do this if you're going to be with this person, because they're still needy. It's not a once and done. Remember, it's a condition, it's a pattern. Patterns turn into condition where it's just automatic that they get fear. They don't think that they can do it on their own. They need your help. They're codependent. They feel inadequate. It's again going to be up to you to be strong. And Spirit says, you know, obviously there are easier relationships to be in, but if you really love this person, then you can, because they're willing to learn, but it's also to prepare you for bigger things, you know, when you're able to go up against difficult personalities. Well, and understand too that this person comes across as angry again when they don't get what they want, but really what that is it's anxiety, it's fear. So it's for you to see, maybe where somewhere in your life you had a parent that seemed to be angry all the time, and they weren't really angry. It was anxiety, and that is fear. You're getting to see how that plays out and how really you have power in this situation, where maybe as a child you didn't have power, right? So if you consider that this is a person that there is unconditional love there and you want to pursue this relationship, like I said, you can. And I believe that the relationship would bring a lot of happiness, but I also believe that it will be challenging sometimes because wounds just don't go away. Like it takes a while for people to form a habit, the same way that the habit of believing that they're not good enough, that they not deserving, that they don't know, that they feel inadequate, all these things they were taught over time, you know. Time heals. Love heals, time heals. I'm going to leave that there for you, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.